Assalamualaikum and a very good day to everyone. Hi, hello, I'm Teacher Rosie from Sekolah Menengah Sains Tengku Muhammad Faris Petra, Kota Baru. Today, I'm going to talk about speaking and I'm going to touch on Form 3 speaking. Well, when we speak about speaking, everyone will feel very excited, but at the same time, you will feel very nervous about it. Don't worry, because if you are a well-spoken person and you have spoken so many times, when you want to present something, still you will feel butterflies are in your stomach. So in order to lessen the butterflies in your stomach, I will help you to make speaking interesting and manageable. Alright, so now we are going to see what we can do to be good in speaking. Alright, okay. Alright, in order to be good in speaking, there are many things that we have to take into consideration. Yeah? First of all, our voice projection, intonation, pronunciation, grammar, content, style, body, non-verbal expression, and so on. But before we go on, I'm going to tell you some important aspects on speaking. Alright, now let us look at the elements which are important in speaking. So today's lesson, we are focusing on Unit 1, which is family ties. Of course, the theme is about people and culture. People and culture relates to us, right? This is about our identities and relationships. In this lesson, we are going to learn how to speak about our loved ones. Who are our loved ones? Of course, our family members, because they are close to us. Alright. Before we start speaking, it would be a good idea for us to know the main skills of speaking, right? Use register properly. And maybe you will ask me, what is register? Yeah, that is a good question. Can you guess the meaning in speaking context? Yes, you are right. Register is the formality of the language and the style of speaking. Register can also be divided into two categories. Formal, which involves situations that are serious, involve people who are older than us and with whom the speaker is unfamiliar. You know, sometimes we do not know the person or the speaker, or that is the first time that we speak to the person. Okay, for example, formal presentation, interview, whereby we have to use language of structures of politeness and passive. Whereas informal register is situation that are relaxed. Why? Because they involve people well known to us. For example, our family members and friends. Can you think of an example when you need to use informal register? Yeah, speaking to your friends in the canteen, talking to your mom in the living room, and many more. Yes, informal register is commonly used among siblings. Who are our siblings? Our brothers and sisters, friends, and frequently used on social networks, okay, such as WhatsApp, alright, Telegram, Twitter, and so on. Okay, now let us look at appropriately. Alright, if you want to make sure what you want to say is understood by others, you must look at the appropriateness. Alright, so meaning that the message must be communicated appropriately. Okay, appropriately means that you can communicate your ideas or message successfully to others. Alright? The message the message may not be 100% accurate. Okay, my dear students, I would like to tell you, nobody can speak like the British do or the Americans do. But as long as you can make people understand what you want to say, that is good enough. Do not bother about your perfect pronunciation, your intonation, your grammar, and your contents. You just speak and make sure that you know what you are going to speak about. Alright? Okay. So now we are going to look at, the familiar context. When we talk about familiar context, meaning that we know what we are talking about, in what situation, and with whom we are talking to. So we must know the context. If we have the register, we know how to use the language appropriately, but without a proper context, we also cannot speak well. So that's why appropriateness or the familiar context is very important. So my dear students, let us recap what we have learned. Okay, for speaking, there are some important elements that we should know. For example, register, appropriateness or appropriately, and familiar context. Okay, remember these three elements. Okay, alright. Okay, the first speaking exercise is answering some questions on the photos given to you. So this one, I would like you to refer to your textbook close up. And please focus on pages 10, 11 and 12. Okay. But before you do that, you can try to tell us about your family. If you have friends or siblings at home watching the video with you, you can work with your partner. But if you're alone, you can do it on your own. Okay? Try to think about your family and then list down all the WH questions you want to ask about your family. Alright? And then after you have understood what you want to say, you can try to speak it out so that you can practice your speaking. Alright, now the question on the page, right, as you can see, asked you about big family or small family. Do you know what is the meaning of a big family? Big family meaning that you have a lot of siblings, brothers and sisters. Small family, maybe you are the only child or maybe you have 2 siblings. Alright, that is small family. Now, you try this exercise. If you have a big family or you come from a big family, you just say, yes, I come from a big family, big family. Or if you come from a small family, then you can say small or I come from a small family. Alright? And then you can talk about what do you enjoy doing with your family in your free time. Alright? I know it will be a nightmare if I ask you to speak without preparation. Okay? That is why I give you these 2 photos. I'm going to give you photograph 1 and photograph 2. What you should do is to study the 2 photographs carefully. And you can refer to the questions on speaking again. Alright? And try to answer the questions. And I have given you some useful expressions to describe the photos. Right? Okay. See, photograph 1 and photograph 2, I want you to try to answer the given questions on speaking. As you know, speaking is not easy. Right? Okay. Alright, after you have done it, you have prepared, alright, you are familiar with your photos, the one that I give you. Not only you are familiarizing yourself with the families in the photos by studying the photos given, by studying the photos and also answer the questions appropriately, you are also given a lot of useful expressions just now. Okay, I will show you later to help you to describe the photos. I'm sure you have a piece of paper and a pen with you now. Try to describe two families in the photos by writing out your description. Remember, speaking is planning. So you write it out first, okay? Alright. So here, as you can see in the slide, I have already given you the useful expressions that can help you to describe the photos. Alright? And you can find this in your textbook. Now, you look again at photograph 1. Compare your description with the photo. How about it? I guess you must have written something interesting about the photo. Read your description loudly. Okay, reading aloud is a good practice for you to speak. You can read the description. Try to read it loudly as possible for several times. If you can't read for the first time, try again for the second time, third time, fourth times, 5 times, 6 times. This exercise will definitely help you to speak the language comfortably, right? So, after you have practiced for several times, try not to read from the text anymore, okay? Try to speak what you have understood, what you have practiced, and please do not look at the text anymore. Look at the photograph and speak. All right. You must feel at ease now, right? Okay, you can describe photograph 1. Bravo! Congratulations! It's not easy for anyone to be able to describe family photo, right? We can express ourselves in written better than express ourselves in speaking. But after you have done this exercise, you will feel that speaking is not difficult at all. It is actually easy to do, right? But not as easy as ABC because you have to do a lot of things too, all right? All right, that's why people used to say practice makes perfect. So continue practice and practice and practice, all right? I would like to suggest that practice many times can help you to be a good speaker of the English language. Right, do not bother if your friends say that they can speak just like that without any preparation. Well, that is only a fairy tale. Everyone must be prepared. You have to work hard. You have to continuously practice and practice if you want to become a good speaker of the English language. All right. Now, I will not leave you alone. I know that you have described the picture, but I would like to give you a sample of students who will describe the photograph for you. And you will see that the students who describe the photograph, they do not talk that much. They just elaborate what they have seen and what they have understood of the photos. Now, I would like all of you to listen to the speaker.
There are 4 members of family in the pictures. They are playing such amazing board games and have fun with one another. The mother and the daughter are smiling widely, having enjoyed playing with the board games together. Meanwhile, the father and the son are competing happily with a chessboard game on a comfortable black sofa. They are all spending time together during the day at the living room and bonding their relationship in such fun indoor games. There are four members of family in the pictures. They are playing such amazing board games and have fun with one another. The mother and the daughter are smiling widely, having enjoyed playing with the board games together. Meanwhile, the father and the son are competing happily with a chessboard game on the comfortable black sofa. They are all spending time together during the day at the living room and bonding their relationship in such fun indoor games. There are four
There are four members in the family who are happily smiling with their adorable canine. They are all outside with the greenery background. The daughter is squatting beside her lovely mother and they look happy. All the family members are wearing matching black attire. The son is behind the family stock that stands between the father and the mother. They all seem to have a great time together and posing beautifully for a family picture. The picture is to create a sweet memory of them as a family. There are four members in the family who are happily smiling with their adorable canine. They are all outside with the greenery background. The daughter is squatting beside her lovely mother and they look happy. All the family members are wearing matching black attire. The son is behind the family stock that stands between the father and the mother. They all seem to have a great time together and posing beautifully for a family picture. The picture is to create a sweet memory of them as a family.
Okay. You have listened carefully to the speakers. What is your feedback? I guess you might have said that the speaker can speak like what you can speak. Right, you are right, because you don't have to be superb or hero in order to speak English. And please do not feel shy or afraid of making errors or mistakes. Alright? Okay. Alright, now, after you have listened to the speakers, now you are more ready to tackle the speaking exercises. I would like you to look at another question, okay, in the next slide. Okay, the questions that you must understand. Okay, would you prefer to live in a big family or small family? I think this one you have understood because I've already explained to you what is small family and what is a big family. And if you want to say that you like to have a big family, you have to give your reason. Why? And if you don't want to have a big family, you prefer the small family, you also have to give your reason. Why? Okay? So this time around, you cannot just give answer, yes, I like to have a small family, or just say big family. Now you have to put on your thinking skills, you have to put on your thinking cap and think why I like small family and why I like big family. Okay? It's a bit challenging for you, but I think you can do it. Alright? So, and then the next question, okay, do parents nowadays spend enough time with their children? This question is close to you. You know this, right? You ask yourself whether your parents have spent enough time with you or not. Okay? If you say yes, what are the reasons? And if you say not, what are the reasons? Well, before you do this exercise on your own, I give you samples of two speakers who are going to answer these questions. Listen carefully, alright? And then I'm going to tell you that speaking is not difficult at all. In fact, it is easy, okay? Now you can listen to the speakers. Alright, so please listen.
If I prefer a big family, I could get help from my brothers and my sister in my studies and also in anything that would trouble me. And Other than that, I would learn through a role model from my big brothers or my big sisters. Furthermore, if I prefer a big family, I would have more person to listen to all my problems in school or in my social life. Lastly, if I prefer a big family, I would learn to be tolerant, caring, and sharing because I would easily adapt to interact with another people. If I would prefer a small family, my parent would focus on me more because I'm the only child in the family. Furthermore, it will teach me to be more independent, responsible, and reliable because I only have my own self, and therefore it will be easier for me to cater my own responsibility. And lastly, if I prefer a small family, it would teach me to become a brave and a creative individual.
So as you can see in the slide, the speaker is trying her best to put or join the ideas together. So as you can see, when you write down the points, then you look at the points and then you just use conjunctions or linkers to combine the ideas together. So it is not that difficult. Normally we will ask for 3 to 4 reasons. Okay, if you cannot come up with 3 or 4 reasons, 2 reasons are good enough. So now in another slide, you will listen to another speaker who speaks on on whether the parents spend enough time with their children or not. Okay. The speaker also does this with elaboration, not that much, all right, and just elaborate on the main point. You listen carefully so that you can have some ideas how to speak. Okay, listen to the speaker.
Spend enough time with their children? Yes. With the COVID-19 arise, the new norm shows that parents often work from home, so they have more time to spend with their children. Second, most parents now can use video call to spend time with their children to keep track of them anywhere and anytime they wish. Third, parents uphold their social obligations for their children's development and mental being by being there and being present. If we say no, the first thing is parents are busy doing their work and does not have time to spend with their children. Some parents are still oblivious with technology and it limited their time with their children anywhere or anytime. And the third one is parents have external obligations like economic that limits their time with their children.
Last but not least, you can start practicing speaking using short dialogues. This will help to loosen up your tongue and make you feel more comfortable speaking the English language. Listen carefully. Can I have an orange, please?
Of course,
What's that? That?
it's an old watch that grandfather gave me.
I saw a cool audio equipment in a shop this morning.
Oh, did you buy anything?
Mom wants to make an apple pie, but there are only 2 apples.
Oh, well, I'll go and buy some.
What did you get for your birthday?
I got a delicious chocolate and a great book.
Could I have some milk?
Oh, there isn't any left.
Did you buy a present for your grandmother?
Yes, I bought her an Italian bag.
Do you want some sugar in your tea?
No thanks.
Can I have an orange, please?
Of course,
What's that? That?
it's an old watch that grandfather gave me.
I saw a cool audio equipment in a shop this morning.
Oh, did you buy anything?
Mom wants to make an apple pie, but there are only 2 apples.
Oh, well, I'll go and buy some.
What did you get for your birthday?
I got a delicious chocolate and a great book.
Could I have some milk?
Oh, there isn't any left.
Did you buy a present for your grandmother?
Yes, I bought her an Italian bag.
Do you want some sugar in your tea?
No thanks.
Reflection. Let us do some reflection about speaking. So what have you learned in the lesson? You have learned that speaking is difficult. No doubt, it is true that speaking is difficult. But you can make it easier by practicing it a lot. You also know that speaking is an active process. So you must slow it down by preparing your notes before you can speak well. Okay, no matter what, by the end of the day, you must be able to speak. Okay, because speaking is compulsory in your PT3 English evaluation. And my advice is to start speaking now, as it is more powerful to speak up than to silently resent. If you resent, meaning that you are going to give up easily and do not want to try. Okay? The speaker still can speak fluently even though there are pauses here and there. You don't have to sound like an Englishman or American, and you don't have to talk that much. Don't have to elaborate much. Okay? You just make sure that what you want to say is said correctly, properly, clearly, and people can understand what you want to say. So, you can practice speaking by writing out the main ideas and learn to expand them by combining ideas using linkers. And I pray to God that you will find speaking English easy and not difficult anymore. With that, I would like to say thank you and good day. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.